Once upon a time, there was a child named Bob who loved his rag very much. Bob had a very active imagination, and his rag was his trusty companion on all his adventures. He called his rag Rocket, because he imagined that it could fly him to the moon and beyond. Bob would take Rocket with him everywhere he went. He would play with it in the park, take it to school, and even sleep with it at night. His parents thought it was cute and encouraged his imagination, but his classmates made fun of him for having a rag as a toy. One day, Bob's classmates were teasing him about Rocket and calling him a baby. Bob was very upset and ran home in tears. His parents comforted him and told him that it was okay to love what he loved, no matter what others thought. Bob took his parents' advice to heart and continued to play with Rocket, even in front of his classmates. He didn't care what they thought anymore because he knew that Rocket made him happy, and that was all that mattered. One day, Bob's class went on a field trip to the planetarium. Bob was so excited to learn about space and imagined that Rocket would take him on a journey through the stars. As they sat in the darkened theater, watching the stars and planets on the big screen, Bob felt Rocket slip from his pocket and fall to the floor. Bob was devastated. He couldn't bear the thought of losing Rocket, his faithful companion. He searched everywhere but couldn't find it. Bob was heartbroken and couldn't stop crying. The next day, Bob's teacher announced that someone had found a rag on the planetarium floor and had turned it into the Lost and Found. Bob was overjoyed and ran to the Lost and Found to retrieve his beloved Rocket. From that day on, Bob cherished Rocket even more. He realized that it wasn't just a rag, but a symbol of his imagination and creativity. He continued to play with Rocket, imagining all sorts of adventures and journeys through space and beyond. Bob's classmates eventually came to admire his imagination and creativity, and even asked to play with Rocket sometimes. Bob was happy to share his imagination with others, and Rocket became a beloved toy among his classmates. And so, Bob and Rocket continued to explore the universe together, and Bob learned that it was okay to love what he loved, even if others didn't understand.